Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you all this morning? All right, as you jump on, just tag someone, text someone, let them know that the morning breakfast brew is on. All right, I'm going to be with you. Keisha is not going to be with us this morning. Probably Wednesday he's going to jump on, but I'm going to be with you this morning. All right, just let us know where you're coming in from. Bye. Erica, all right, Norton, Mala, all right, good to have you on, Mala, hey, Chester, all right. So as you come on, just text someone, tag someone. I think it's on also on Facebook. All right, I'm still trying to work on our Facebook stuff, but nevertheless, we are here for our morning breakfast brew. All right, Cheryl Suriname is in the house. What a great time to be alive. All right, awesome, awesome. I think Friday we had an awesome session. For those of you who have been texting me and messaging me based on our session on Friday, we had a really, really awesome where we dealt with the fix and growth mindset. I think really, really, really important discussion. This morning is not going to be any different. We're going to be talking about fostering a growth mindset. And I want to encourage you to still in St. Vincent. Oh, okay, yes. All right, all right. I want to encourage those of you who are on to text, participate in the discussion, share your views, share your input, and don't forget to leave your takeaway at the end of our discussion this morning. Remember, we are on for 1 hour, all right, 1 hour, where we have designed this platform for personal growth and development in the area of faith and finance. Hey, Jackie, what's up? Good to have you on, Jacqueline. All right, blessings, everyone. All right, so let's jump into it because you know the time fly fast. All right, for those who are going to be coming in later on. All right, text someone, as I said before, and tag someone who you think may need to hear this discussion, where we're going to be talking on um, fostering a growth mindset. And those of you who have been following me, you know that I am very stern, all right, in the area of mindset, okay, because I believe that a lot of a lot of shift and change and development that individuals are looking for on the outside have to take place on the inside, okay, which means that your mindset got to change. And I think I shared with you on Friday that aspect of remember that John Maxwell spoke about the irrefutable laws of growth, and one of the things that stood out with me with that teaching was the law of intentionality. The law of intentionality. And folks, I don't want you to miss these discussion. Go back and listen to them again. Make sure you have a notebook. All right. Make sure you have a pen there. Take notes. Go back, jot it down, because we share a lot of important principles on this morning breakfast brew. So John Maxwell talk about the law of intentionality, and he says growth doesn't just happen. All right, which means that it's not going to just happen because you listen to something, or because you connect with certain individuals, or because you're in that kind of atmosphere, which means that you have a part to play. You have a part to play when it comes to growth, personal growth and development. Okay. And for those of you again who have been following me, know my journey when it comes to personal growth, and when it comes to mindset and paradigms, because I grew up in the church environment, and for years I've seen individuals who have been in church sit under the word, hearing wisdom, hearing that stuff, but yet never change. Yeah, okay, never change. And clarity came to me when I began to listen to Bob Protka. He did a teaching on paradigms. And I realized that a lot of individuals are dealing with a paradigm problem. All right, so that was the big shift for me in terms of teaching on mindset and personal development. All right, so let's get into our discussion this morning. All right, again, text someone, invite someone, let me know where you're coming in from as we get on this discussion this morning. So we're talking about fostering a growth mindset, a growth mindset. All right, don't forget intentionality, the law of intentionality. All right, what does this involve? All right, fostering a growth mindset, um, developing a belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, learning, and persistence. All right. Morning, morning. Listen, good to have you on. So, fostering a growth mindset, what is involved? It involved developing a belief, developing a belief. All right, that your abilities, listen to this, and intelligence can be developed, which means no matter what stage you at, it can be developed. And it's going to be developed based on the decisions you make to develop yourself, the books you read, the courses you take, the goals you set, your vision projection. All those things are necessary. All right. So, in fostering a growth mindset basically is going to develop by developing your beliefs and your abilities, and intelligence can be developed through what? Work, learning, and persistence. So you got to work. Okay, you got to put in the work. And those of you who follow my teaching also, where I speak on the head, the heart, and the hands. And I said to you that your head is connected to your hands. So you got to work your hands. All right, you got to work your hands. So when the thought come, the idea come, the wisdom come in your head, you got to use your hand to work it out, because the head and the hand is connected together. And here we are discussing this morning on fostering a growth mindset. Okay, and it's going to do that, and it's going to develop, all right, your work, your learning, and your persistence. So what this involves, what fostering a growth mindset involves, all right? It involves embracing challenges. Okay, now we're going to break this down. I'm going to break it down for you. Make sure you're taking some notes. Share your views, share your points on the chat. I'm looking at the chat here also. All right, so don't just spectate. If you're driving, I know you're listening, but I want you to participate in the discussion, because I'm checking also your chat there. All right, so what it involves? It involves embracing challenges. So which means when challenges present itself, you have to embrace it. All right, and challenges will present itself in different form, in different shape, in different fashion, in different situation. It's a challenge. Life happens. Okay, but learning from failures. Okay, and seeing effort as a path to mastery. Okay, so you got to learn from failures. You know, when you fail or you fall or you make a mistake, but listen to me, those are learning experience. What did you learn? And sometimes the things that will present itself, the things that you go through to learn from, it's not easy. It's difficult. It's painful. Okay, all right. Sometimes you just want to tear things and you just want to lose your mind up in here. But guess what? But it's still a learning experience. But if you didn't learn anything from what you experienced, then it really was a waste of time. All right. But you have to learn from it, because it's a learning experience. So it involves embracing challenges. That's one. All right. Learning from failures and seeing effort as a path to mastery, which means also here are some steps now you can take to foster a growth mindset. So let's go through some of the steps that you can take to foster a growth mindset. Keep in mind the law of intentionality. Keep in mind, all right, that growth is not automatic. Growth is intentional. So which means now there are some things that you'll have to do intentionally to grow. Okay. So let me just ask this question. What are you doing to grow? Well, I know the fact that you're on this platform here this morning, all right, this discussion, it means that you have taken this step to come on this platform here to learn so that you can grow. Come on. Okay. What you put in, what are you putting in? So let's go into the fostering mindset, the growth fostering mindset steps. And I'm going to take you through the steps one by one. All right. If you have any questions, I want you to straight up on the chat. If you have any input, just straight up on the chat. And if you know someone that needs to hear this, I want you to tag them or invite someone. All right. Now, the first thing, and the first step in fostering a growth mindset You have number one is embrace challenges. Embrace challenges. Right? Somebody just texted there for me. Embrace challenges. Now, which means now, seek out new challenges and opportunities. Seek out new challenges and opportunities to learn and grow. All right. So when you are progressing, when you are moving forward, because remember I said life is a journey, there are going to be challenges. All right. See the opportunity, see what is presented before you as a challenge. Okay. And I want you to approach it from that perspective. Okay. So seek new challenges and opportunities to learn and to grow. Okay. Seek it out. And what I want is so, which means now I'm going to be doing things that will challenge me, challenge my thinking. All right. Challenge my mind, challenge me. Okay, because it's in the challenge now, then my potential is going to be unveiled as I'm being challenged, because I'm going to be challenged to think. I'm going to be challenged to do. So when you are faced with difficulty, don't say in your mind that I cannot do it. Okay, because now you are being challenged now to go deeper. You are being challenged now to push harder. You're being challenged to research. You're being challenged now to go the extra mile. Okay, don't settle for just being comfortable. Whether it's in business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's in marriage, there are going to be challenges. What you're going to do, all right? So if you don't know how to foster a growth mindset, when you see these challenges and opportunities, you may tend to back out. Okay, so the first one is embrace challenges, and I'm saying to you, seek out challenges and opportunities to learn and to grow. All right. So instead of avoiding difficult tasks, approach them with a positive attitude and a willingness to learn. Okay. So don't just settle for the easy stuff. Because the easy stuff, listen here, the easy stuff will not challenge you, that's one. But it's not going to cause you to think, and it's not going to unveil and reveal untapped potential that is inside of you. It is only when you are faced with a challenge, with a difficulty, then you begin to expand and do things that you really didn't know that you could have done. Okay, the potential is there to do it, but as a result of the challenge that you are faced with, the obstacles or the opportunity that you were faced with, and it was difficult, guess what? You had to think, you had to research, you had to push harder. And as a result of pushing harder, as a result of thinking deeper, then guess what? You were able to tap into potential that you had, that you did not really know you had it there. All right? So don't settle for the easy stuff. Don't settle for the easy stuff. Approach things that will cause you to think, that will challenge you. All right? All right? Don't settle for the easy stuff. All right? Come on. Somebody said, no easy stuff, no easy stuff. So that's number one. All right? Embrace challenges. Number two, let's look at the next point. Learn from failures. Learn from failures. You must learn from failures. If you're going to foster a growth mindset, you must learn from failures. In other words, you're going to view failures and setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. How do you view failures? How do you view mistakes? How do you view messed ups? You know that individuals, when they fail and when they messed up, it's difficult for them to pull themselves together and go forward, or to learn from what happened. And if you're going to foster a growth mindset, then you have to learn from failures. Okay, somebody you probably dealing with a particular situation right now, and it's hurtful, it's painful. But if you're going to foster a growth mindset, you have to learn from failures, which means the thing that failed, it didn't work. Thank you, Nolan. It didn't work. What did you learn from it? Because listen to this. Because possibilities are that the next year, the next couple of months, guess what? It's going to come back. Similar situation or the same situation will present itself the next time around. The same thing that you fail in, the same thing that you fail, and as I said before, this could be relationship, it could be marriage, it could be business, it could be life. You fail because remember, life happens. Things happen in life that we did not plan for. Okay, and if you don't learn how to foster growth mindset, when you fail and you fall, it's maybe difficult for you to get back up. But these are what? Learning experience. View failures and setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. What did you learn? All right, and how can I improve from what I went through? Those are the questions you ask yourself. Okay, how can I improve? What could I have done better? What area of my life that I need to make adjustment in? Those are the things that failures, all right, speak to you from. It don't just because remember, and I'm going to say this to you. Listen to me. I'm going to say this to you because for somebody when they fail, they see themselves as not being able to bounce back. They see themselves as a failure. Not because you fail in something doesn't mean that you are a failure. Okay? Don't identify yourself based on the mistakes and the failures that you went through. You fail in the relationship, but you are not a failure. You fail in the business, but you are not a failure. Don't see yourself based on the things that you go through. And that's the problem a lot of individuals make. Because you fail, you see yourself as a failure. No, I fail, and I'm going to view my failure, listen to me, and setbacks as a learning experience. Okay? What did I learn, and how and where can I improve in my life? Because of this now, I could be better. I could make the necessary adjustments. Guess what? And I could be better going forward. No, if you, and this is why fostering a growth mindset is so important, because life happens. I know some of you probably fail in some things, and because you fail in that area, you packed up, okay. And some people sometimes when they fail in particular areas, they're never able to bounce back. So this is why discussions like these and teachings like these are so important. Okay, it brings clarity, and as you go forward, knowing there's a possibility that the business may go through some turbulent times. Okay, the relationship will go through some turbulent times. Okay, what you gonna do? You're gonna ride out. You're gonna jump out. You know that there's a saying I always use in marriage, and I speak about it a lot. We talk about when someone is up 40,000 feet in the air in an airplane, all right, and the pilot comes on and he said, "We are going to experience a turbulence. We are going through a turbulence. I would like everyone to buckle up, all right, and take their seat and buckle up, all right." So you sit, you buckle up, and then you begin to go through the turbulence, and the plane is going up and down, and you're scared. And this is something happened to me like real, up and down, all right, and then all of a sudden, guess what? The plane smooths off, the turbulence stop. Okay? And the thing is, and I said to folks, no one asked for a parachute. No one wanted to jump out of the plane at 40,000, 35,000 feet in the air. All right? The pilot said, buckle up and let's ride it out. And it's the same thing with mistakes and failures. Okay, you don't pack up and run out because you fail. you don't pack up and say it's not over, the business is not going to work. No one do that. You buckle up and you ride it out. Why? Because turbulence don't last always. You got to learn from these mistakes. You got to learn from your failures. All right? So what you do, guess what? You reflect on what went wrong and how you can better next time. Write it down. It's simple points. It's simple points. Okay? You learn from failures, right? View failures as setbacks, as opportunities. So this is just a setback for a comeback. All right. My failure is as opportunities to learn and improve. So when I approach a situation, yes, there's a possibility I may fail, I may make a mistake. Okay. I'm not going to beat up myself. I made a mistake. All right. I am not a mistake. I made a mistake. I fail. I am not a failure. I just fail in a particular area. Okay. View yourself like that. And then, so you want to learn, what can I learn? And what can I improve in my life? Okay. Then you reflect on what went wrong. Have some reflection time, some quiet time. Notebook and paper. All right, listen to me. A notebook, pen and notebook, gotta be your friend in your growth process. It gotta be your friend. Okay. So you reflect on what went wrong and what can I do better? All right, the next time, because they're going to be a next time. They're going to be a next time. I don't know, somebody, you probably facing your next time. They're going to be a next time. All right. So let's go again. So we are talking about, for those of you just come on, we are chatting a little bit about fostering a growth mindset. Okay, and I'm giving some pointers on how to foster a growth mindset. Number one, we said was what? Embrace challenges. All right, embrace what? Challenges. Don't just go for the small stuff. Sorry, the easy stuff. All right. Then number two, we said learn from what? Failures. Let's go to number three. Number three is what? Cultivate a love of learning, or a love for learning. Cultivate a love for learning. Right, jot it down there. Jot it down there. Right, somebody say, man, let's say next time. Let me hear what some of the folks are saying on the chat there. All right. David say, I'm not a failure. That's true. You're not a failure. You see, yes, failure teaches us how to navigate through tough seasons. Oh, that's good. That's good, Mala. All right. Buck up, write it out. Reflect. That's important. Okay. They're going to be a next time. Okay. Let's go to number three. Number three now, you want to cultivate a love for learning and love of learning. All right. Which means now you're going to develop a curiosity and a passion for learning. Listen to me. This is going to be your friend. Learning got to be your friend. Invest in yourself. Invest in your personal growth. Invest in a book. Invest in workshops. Invest in conferences. Invest in these things. Any environment that's going to foster a growth, okay, and it's going to challenge you to learn, invest in your development, your personal development. I think this is one of the things that a lot of folks are challenged with, and I think they don't really fully understand or grasp the concept of the need to invest in your personal development. Okay, so someone will prefer spend money on clothes and all that stuff. All right, and food. A lot of food. You go to the fast place area and you eat food. All right, and then you pass it out. But if you invest in a book, read. So what you want to do, cultivate a love for learning. Do you have a love for learning? All right, this is a question I'm asking you here. Do you have a love for learning, for reading, for studying? All right, to be developed. So you want to develop a curiosity and a passion for learning. Okay, seek out new information and skills and view mistakes as a natural part of the learning process. I'm going to run it to you again. So you want to be able to seek out new information. Now let me just underline this factor here. Now, you seek out new information, especially in the area of your desire, your area of your vision, the area of your growth. Okay, so if you're growing or you're going in a particular area, you want to seek out information in that particular area. And this is just, now, doesn't mean that you're not going to read other things, but this is just so that you can create a structure and a focus in your reading. Okay, because you can read a lot of things, which is good, but especially if you're not reading, start reading. If you're not a person who loves to read, okay, so you can start with listening audiobooks on YouTube. There are a lot of books that are audiobooks out there. All right, so you go and you download it, or you just listen it one time, listen 1 hour every day. Okay, or if you're a person that you're not accustomed reading a lot, you start reading probably for 15 minutes every day. Discipline yourself. Now these tips I'm sharing with you, it goes a long way, because you filter these things now into the structure or your planning of your day. So you can say, okay, and let me give you this again. If you're not a reader, if you don't like to read, don't just jump to read a whole book. No. Start with 10 minutes. Start with 50 minutes. Say 15 minutes every morning. I'm going to read this particular book. So I read a portion every morning. All right? Why? Because you are disciplining yourself and you're putting yourself now in that frame of mind to grow and to read. All right? So seek out new information and skills. What skill set that you can learn that you don't have? All right? You may need it tomorrow. Then you view mistakes as what? A natural part of the learning process. Mistakes is a natural part of learning process. I'm going to say it again. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. It's part of learning. Because if you didn't make that mistake in that particular area, you would have never known, find out certain things. It's as a result of the mistake that you have made. You are able to do it the way you do it. Okay? All right? Invest in yourself. All right. When you have passion for learning, have failures is like going through an experiment until you have the right formula. That's it. Noted. All right. Look, I put it up there. She said, when you have a passion for learning, all right, having failure is like going through an experiment until you get the right formula. That's good there. Okay. Failures. Okay. It's like going through an experiment until you get the right formula. That's well put together there. All right. So number 3, you want to cultivate a love for what? Learning. Do you have a love for learning? All right, let's go to number 4. All right. Practice persistence. Number 4. All this is what? Fostering a growth mindset. You want to practice persistence, which means you keep pushing forward even when things get difficult. All right? Even when things get difficult, you want to be able to push. All right? Push. And this is for somebody here. You need to hear this. Push. Difficult financially. Push. Difficult relationally. Push. Difficult mentally. Push. You got to push through. Emotionally difficult. Push. All right? Practice persistence. Which means now I'm not gonna sit back. Yes, I'm hurting, but I'm going forward. I'm persistent. Keep pushing even when things get difficult. All right. There are some people can only push when it's easy. Okay, no, I need you to push. I need you to push when it's difficult. That's where you need people to come and push with you. Preserve through setbacks and obstacles. All right. So you want to preserve through setbacks and obstacles. So when there's a setback, when there's an obstacle, this persistent and preserving through this is important. That's where you need to persist. I'll tell you this. Okay. When you don't feel like getting up, hey, that's when you need to get up. When you don't feel like reading, that's when you need to read. When you don't feel like doing it, that's when you need to do it. Because that's how you break that terror bar. That's how you break and you shift another level. When there's resistance, but you have to push against it and you have to push through it, that's when you find yourself shifting. I'm telling you, that's when you find yourself shifting. Are you getting this? Okay? So keep pushing forward. All right? When things get difficult, I'm going to push forward. Preserve through what? Setbacks and obstacles. And use them as opportunities to grow and learn. Then we come back again. Use it as opportunities to grow and use it to learn. So what is that is restricting you? All right? What is that is pushing against you and want to stop you from what it is? So you set your time to get up 5 o'clock every morning, and you set your schedule. You say, okay, I'm going to get up 5 o'clock. I'm going to do 15 minutes or 20 minutes of meditation. I'm going to do my decrees and declaration. I'm going to do my time in prayer. I'm going to read certain scriptures. I'm going to do a devotion. All right. And then guess what? I'm going to listen a teaching, probably on a motivational teaching, a teaching on faith. I'm going to listen to that. All right. I'm going to look over my day, what I have to do, my time. Those, you set your day. And listen to me, if you're not accustomed doing that, that could be a challenge. Okay, and you got to be consistent because consistency breeds result. So when you set those structure for your day, there are going to be obstacles, or you start a business, listen to me, and things are not happening the way you want it to happen, or not it's supposed to happen. It's just not happening at all. All right, guess what? You have to push through. This is where you have to practice persistence. Okay, the relationship is not working. Guess what? You practice persistence. You're gonna push through. You're gonna push through. All right. All right. Let's see what some of let's see what some of the folks are saying on the chat there now. All right. Give me your feedback, folks. Those of you who are on listening. All right. So we went through let me give you again. We went through number 1. For those of you just coming in and out. All right. Fostering a growth mindset. We say number 1, embrace challenges. Okay. Number 2, learn from failures. Number 3, we said cultivate a love for learning. All right. Be a learner. Love to learn. Love learning. All right. Reading books, taking courses, cultivate that whole. I'm listening to motivational stuff. I'm disciplined. I'm doing stuff. Number 4, practice persistence, which means I want you to keep pushing even when things get difficult, because that's when you need to persist. That's when persistence must kick in. Persistence got to be your best friend. Persistence got to be your friend. All right. As I said before, you're not going to feel like getting up every morning. You're not going to feel like going to the gym or exercising or whatever journey you're on. You're not going to feel like doing it all the time. But guess what? I'm going to practice persistence, because when the difficult time presents itself, I'm going to push through. All right. I'm going to persevere through setbacks and obstacles. That's what I'm going to do. But you have to practice persistence. You know, folks, with discussion like these, and when you have knowledge like this, it really gives you a different perspective on your journey. And I hope that what I'm discussing here with you, it's really, really helping you on your journey, whether it's your personal development journey, whether it's your business journey, whether it's your walk, just helping you. All right. It's going to give you a different outlook on life itself. All right. Thank you, Norton. Consistency is important. That's the key. Consistency is important, because consistency breeds result. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 says focus on process. Focus on the process. Let's talk about this now. Focus on the process. You hear this a lot. It's a process. It's not going to happen like that. It's a process, which means you're going to take time. It's going to process. But in this point here now, it says focus on process, which means instead of just focusing on the end result, okay, focus on the process of learning and growing. So I'll give you 2 things to focus on. Focus on the process of learning and growing. Okay, now hear me with this. When I say don't focus on the end result, it doesn't mean say don't have the end result in mind, because you must have a clarity of destiny. All right, a clarity of vision. You must be clear of where you're going. But I'm saying now, in the journey, you want to focus on the process. Sometimes I tell I said this to individuals. I said to this the others go, God is not so much concerned about your destiny. Listen to this. Because from God's perspective, your destiny is going to happen because it's already done. God is concerned on your journey, the process from where you are to your destiny. That's what God is concerned about. From God's perspective, your destiny is going to happen. So if Joseph is our favorite discussion guy, Joseph, right? Joseph in the Bible, Old Testament Joseph, okay? Joseph, now look at the things Joseph had to go through, okay? And those things were important for Joseph to go through the process, because the process is and this is what I say, the process is processing you, it's purging you, it's peeling you, it's preparing you. That's what the process is doing for the destiny. So look how much thing the process is doing while you're going through it, because it's the building of you as an individual. Most people, and you hear me say this already, they focus on to make that paper. They want to make that money. They want to make it. Okay, that's good. All right. But understand, it's the making of you that's going to make the money. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. So if you focus on you, the person, this is what we say in personal development. Focus on you, focus on your growth, focus on your cultivating, fostering a growth mindset. Focus on you. Okay, the money will come, the destiny will come. It's going to happen. But you don't want, when you reach there, you are not ready to handle there. Because there, you're going to reach there. Listen to me. You are going to reach there. Okay, so what's going to happen now? I need to prepare for there. And the process is preparing me for there. So what I'm saying to you, focus on the process. Focus on the aspect of you, your life, that you need to be developed. So when you reach there, you could be effective there. And that's what happened to Joseph. So the things that Joseph went through, the pit, the palace, the prison, the people that he met on the journey, those things were preparing him, because the process prepares you, the process peels you, the purpose purges you, the purpose is doing something. All right? The process is doing that. This is why this aspect is so critical in fostering a growth mindset. Focus on the process. I want to say it again. Focus on the process. I'm dealing with a lot of people. I've dealt with a lot of people, and I'm telling you, this is always a challenge. So when you focus on the process now, you will understand why certain things are happening. Why you will understand now there's a meaning in the failure. There's a meaning in the mistake. There's a meaning in the messed up. You'll understand there's a meaning in these things. Okay? And you will be able now to benefit from what those things will do to you and for you in the process. The mistake, the messed up, the failures, the obstacles, the challenges. When you focus on the process, you'll realize those things are doing something for you, to you. It is preparing you. All right? So instead of focusing on the end result, focus on the process of learning and growing. That's two things here. The process of learning, the process of growing. Celebrate progress, all right, and effort, not just the final outcome. So in your journey now, all right, you want to be able to celebrate progress. Okay, so whenever you see snippets of progress in the process, you want to be able to have moments of celebration. Take yourself out, buy yourself something, a little chocolate, celebrate the effort, not just the final outcome. I know we like to celebrate when it's over. We reach down there, we celebrate. But remember, I said to you, it's going to happen. But God is concerned with the process. A lot of people can't handle the process because they want it to happen now. They want it to happen today. But it's not like that. It don't happen like that. Okay? There's a building, there's a shaping. Your mindset have to get into that place. Your capacity is being expanded. Your thinking capacity. He's working on you. There are certain skill set that you need for when you reach down there. Let's go back again to Joseph. Joseph had to be in Potiphar's house. Potiphar was the administrator to Pharaoh. All right, that Egypt nation was the world power nation on the earth. Pharaoh was one of the most powerful men on the earth at that time. And his administrator was Potiphar. So the first place Joseph had to stop was in Potiphar's house. But because although he's gifted, although Joseph was gifted, there are certain protocols of operating at that level he did not know. So there are things he had to learn in Potiphar's house. Understand why the process is so important, because in the process you'll have to make some pit stops in the process. Right? And let me give you this, the acronym for PIT, P-I-T, because that was the first stop that Joseph made, a pit stop. All right? Person in training. The pit stop. A pit stop is the person in training. So there are some pit stops that you'll have to make in the process before you reach to the final destiny, before the business is in fruition and doing what it's supposed to do. There's a process. The relationship, there's a process. Can you handle the process? So there are pit stops in the process. Person in training. All right? All right, folks, let me hear what some of the folks are saying here. All right. Come on, let me share it with you. I know there's a delay with the text. All right. So let's go again. So we have focus on the process number 5. Number 5 is focus on what? On the process. All right. So you're focusing on what? On the process of learning and growing. All right. That's it there. Let's see what the guys are saying. All right. Tevin, wonderful. How do a person finds out about the process? All right. Somebody have a question? Let's take that question. I know we entertain a question. We'll get to you there, Steven. All right. You see what Marilyn said? The process peels you. The process purges you, right? It processes you, purifies you, and yes, prepares you. All the peace. That's what the process does. All right. Marilyn is sharp, girl. All right. Let's see. Monique said pit stop. By God. Person in training. That's right. It's a pit stop. You know, the vehicle that race around the track. After going around a couple of times, 5-6 times, bam, they have a pit stop. Pit stop is important. In the process, you will have pit stops. Okay? No, listen to me. You didn't fail. You're not a failure because you had a pit stop. The mistake was a pit stop. The mess up was a pit stop. All those were pit stops. And sometimes the pit stop may feel like it's not going to happen. But if you have that in mind, it's a pit stop. All right? That's it, Mala. All right, let me see if you can answer I'm Tevin's question there. Let me see what Tevin is saying there. All right. How do a person finds out about the process that they need to follow? Well, that's a really, really good question. All right. The process that you need to follow is going to be based on your journey and your destiny. All right. So the process really is the preparation. Okay. Tevin, are you listening to me? The process is the preparation of you becoming the person. So there's a process in developing your mindset. There's a process in you developing yourself. All right. What is the process of developing your mindset? Okay. All right. Let's chat with Kevin a little bit. All right, Kevin. All right. So there's a process in developing your mindset. Okay. So you have to know, number one, where your mind is at this time. Okay. What are some of the barriers? What are some of the obstacles? Then in the process of developing my mindset, shifting my mindset, I have to examine my association, examine the information that comes in, and then I know how to shift that. So there's going to be a process in doing that, which means now I'm going to expose myself to a different environment. That's a process in shifting my mindset. I'm going to start reading a certain type of books. That's a process. Okay? I'm going to start looking at certain things. That's a process. So process means it will take a time. So that's a process in the journey towards shifting my mind. Okay? So the process has to do with the journey and your destiny. All right? Tevin, I hope that gives you enough help there. All right? In your question. Wonderful. The person in trading. All right. Yes, I have this. Wonderful. Thank you, Tev. All right? So folks, remember, this discussion is going to be up. Come back on, listen it again. Don't just. It's on the YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the page, please subscribe to the page. We are almost 300. All right. Little, but we get in there. All right. So let's go again. Share your comments, your takeaway. Remember your takeaway, folks, for this morning's session. What was your takeaway? What is your takeaway as we go through in sharing the points on fostering a growth mindset? Okay. So we deal with the last number 5 was what? Focus on the process. Focus on the process. What is the process? All right. So instead of focusing on the end result, focus on the process. The process is building you. All right. Focus on the process of learning and growing. Okay. Learning and growing. What books you need to read, what courses you have to take, your environment, what you might have to go back to school, you might have to do something. Focus on the process in that. All right. And process means it's not instantaneous. It's going to take this progressive. Okay. Not just the final outcome. Let's go to number 6. All right. Number 6 is use positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. Now, folks, all what I'm sharing with you is from one of my book, my ebook on mental toughness for success. All right. Remember, I study the mind a lot. So these are part of snippets I'm sharing with you from that book. All right. So we're looking at number 6 is use positive self-talk. Now you have to talk to yourself, because we foster in a growth mindset. Why talking to you? Somebody asked the question, why talking to yourself is important? All right. Why is it important? Because talk to yourself. Don't allow situations to talk to you. Talk to yourself. Use positive and encouraging language when talking to yourself. So my question for you is, what are you saying to yourself when you're by yourself? All right. And you know how we talk to ourselves? Sometimes we don't talk to ourselves verbally, but we talk to ourselves mentally. So we have these mental discussion, these conversation in our mind about ourselves. What are some of the conversation? What are some of the talk or the self-talk that you have to yourself? Not just verbally, but mentally. So use positive and encouraging language. All right, which means now for some of us, you have to restructure your linguistic, which means now your language will have to change. And one of the ways I know for changing that is by reading books. Reading books. Yes. All right. Learning new words. If you learn a word a week, do the maths. 5 words, 4 words for the month. All right. 4 by 12. Check it out. Okay. So when the year is up, you'll have learned a certain amount of words. Okay. Just one word. Just stick with one word for the week, because that is one of the ways that you change now your linguistic. All right. Your conversation. Learn new words. Read books. Right. Use positive and encouraging language. Also formulate decrees and formulate declaration and affirmation. Formulate affirmation about yourself and speak to yourself. Have the cue cards. Work with a cue card about 4 things about yourself that you repeat, or 1 thing about yourself that you repeat for the entire week. So you're driving up the highway, you pull out your cue card, you stick it on the dashboard, you have it there, you put it on your phone, on your screensaver. Sorry, but you keep repeating this to yourself. Why? Because you want to change your linguistic. One of the ways in doing this also is using formulating decrees and affirmation and declaration. All right. Use positive, encouraging language. So not just talk, but conversation also. So you want to be able to know to connect with people who conversation is at a different level. Okay. Examine the folks you have conversation with. There got to be folks that you have in conversation with at another level that will challenge your thinking, your conversation. Okay, so you can't, there's 2 levels here. You can't be having conversation on this level alone. You must converse with people on this level. All right, challenge negative self-talk and replace it with positive, growth-oriented statement. Okay, let me say it again. Challenge negative self-talk. All right, what are some of the things that you're saying to yourself? So you can literally now structure your self-talk and structure positive self-talk about yourself. Say positive things about yourself and purposely do this. This is a game changer when it comes to personal development, but when it comes to fostering a growth mindset. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So your speaking is as a result of your thinking. Okay? But your thinking now is based on what is coming in. What are you putting in there? All right? What are you listening to? What books are you reading? Who advises you? Who's your mentor? All those things are important. So you're speaking, what comes out of your mouth is as a result what's in your head and is in your heart. That's going to come out of your mouth. So in order for me to change what comes out of my mouth, I got to change what's in my head and what's in my heart. Because what's in my head and my heart comes out of my mouth. And those things, folks, can be intentional. And that's what I love about this. It can be intentional. So you can intentionally decide, listen to me, this is what I'm going to do. But it also comes with a structure and a discipline and consistency in this area. Now, don't feel bad if you're a person that you haven't developed, your linguistic hasn't shifted at this level. All right. But you remember now, it's a good start. All right. Little by little. Challenge negative self-talk with yourself and with people and conversation. Replace it now with positive, growth-oriented statement. I believe that, and I did this in one of my teachers, I believe many individuals find themselves what we call vocabulary victimization. vocabulary victimization, which means now you victimize yourself by the words that you say. Let me say it again. Many individuals find themselves operating what we call vocabulary victimization. Okay, so you victimize yourself based on what you say to yourself, based on your vocabulary, based on your words. This is not what people say about you. This is what you say about yourself. This is why for me, I always said it's not so much what, all right, it's not so much what people say about you, but what are you saying to yourself? That's the game changer here. That's the game changer here. Not what people say, but what are you saying? So you hold the key to this aspect here. You use positive self-talk. This is on you. Okay? So that's number six. Number six. All right, folks. I know we are almost out of time. Please share your takeaway. All right. Please share your takeaway this morning. All right. Somebody just to put up, think about Job chapter 1 and 2. Wonderful. Job. That's a good book to read in terms of self-talk. All right. So share with me before you come on, before we close up, what was your takeaway? What is your takeaway for today? All right. Text it for me so we can go through some of the takeaways. We love the takeaways. Challenge negative self-talk and structure new positive growth-oriented statements. Wonderful, Monique. All right. Well structured. I love that. Okay. So hear what Monique said. Challenge negative self-talk and structure new positive growth-oriented statements. Okay. Don't fall into the category of vocabulary victimization. Okay. Which means that what you're saying, you're victimizing yourself by the negative things you're saying. It's not so much what people say about you, but what it is you say about yourself that could hamper you. All right. And then we like to focus on this one, say that about me, and that this to me. That's irrelevant. What it is you saying about yourself. You hold the key to change the game on what's going on with you based on what you say about yourself. So begin to structure it. All right. What somebody say here, Northern says, structure your self-talk, affirmation, declaration, decrees. This is important. Now, folks, I hope you all are seeing that personal growth and dealing with the mental toughness and fostering a growth mindset is not a walk in the park. It's going to take discipline and intentional decision. This is why I go back to what I start with, the law of intentionality, which means you have to intentionally do some of these things. So I want to challenge those of you who are on, and those of you who will listen to this later on, to listen to this, get a pen and a paper, begin to jot down what you are going to do in these areas that we discuss for fostering a growth mindset. Remember, embrace challenges. Don't run from it. All right? Don't run from it. Embrace challenges. Okay? Then number 2, I said to you what? Learn from failures. Okay? Learn from your mistakes. So view failure and mistake as opportunities to learn and improve. All right? Wonderful, wonderful. Folks are sharing this stuff. Okay? Number 3, what did I say? Cultivate a love for or love of learning. Okay? Cultivate it. If it's not there, cultivate it. Start telling yourself. You know what? All these points here, you can structure it into some affirmation and start to speak it. Okay, because especially if you are not doing these things already, you got to be disciplined. So cultivate a love for learning, develop a curiosity and a passion for learning, seek out information. Number 4, practice persistence. Persistence is the key. Let persistence be your friend. All right. Preserve through setbacks and obstacles. Number 5, focus on the process. This is important because the process is what? Preparing you, it's purging you, it's peeling you. All right. It's doing a lot of stuff there, a lot of P's. All right. The process is doing something to you. Focus on the process. Celebrate the progress and effort. Okay. Number 6, positive self-talk is number 6. Positive self-talk. Have some positive self-talk about yourself. All right. Don't fall into the category of what? Vocabulary victimization. All right. I think I saw, let me see. I'm going to read this again. I love this here. Challenge negative self-talk and structure new positive growth-oriented statement. This is for Monique. All right. So, folks, let me hear what some of the folks are saying on takeaway. All right. Let me see. Marilyn, takeaway is what? Talk to yourself. Don't let yourself talk to you. Wonderful. All right. What Marla said. Don't settle for the easy. All right. That's good. Don't say my takeaway. Challenges are growth steps and failure are learning moments. Structure myself. Talk to set me on the right. So that's good. Okay. All right, folks. We have come to the end of our discussion. All right. And I hope that you learned something from this morning. All right. Thanks for the takeaway. Thanks for taking time to now remember, let me just give you this before we go. All right. When you foster growth mindset, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave this here, right? You can develop more positive and constructive approach to challenges and setbacks. This is why developing or fostering this kind of mindset is so important. Because when you begin to foster a growth mindset, what it does, you can develop more positive, constructive approach to challenges and setbacks. So you deal with situation different. Trust me. All right. This leads to increased motivation. So this is increased motivation. What again? Resilience and personal growth over time. This when you foster a growth mindset. This is why this is so important, folks. Really, really important. All right. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, Monique. Too many takeaways to type. All right, wonderful. But folks, it's up here. You can go back on, share it. Before you come up, make sure you subscribe and text and leave a comment on the YouTube page. All right, text and leave a comment before you come up for me, please. All right, blessings. Love you. Take care. We're going to be here Wednesday, same place, same time, as we continue with mental toughness. All right, love you. Remember, I always say, stay blessed and don't ever be stressed. Have a blessed week. Have a successful week. Shalom.